Hello, everybody. We are here today. Dawn is joining me to instruct you through a wonderful wrist mobility routine. So, if I had to say, we get complaints about one thing in this space when people first start strap, it's almost always the wrist. So now you have no excuse. You have a at-home mobility routine that you can do for your wrists. You can do it before you come in for SGT or Sabre or Safari that are very heavy on the wrists. You can do it before your OG classes. This is a great way to get your wrists to cooperate to do the things that you want to do in your strap classes. So let's come to a tabletop position. Fingers spread wide. The most important thing that you need to remember when you are working on improving your wrist mobility is get those hands to the focal point. Spread your fingers and press your finger pads down, and let's just start to rock forward and back. Again, we are not rocking into child's pose. We are just pushing the weight a little bit forward and a little bit back. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push the heels of the hands down, lift your fingers, and just turn your fingers out just a little bit. And same thing, we're going to rock forward and back. Maybe a little bit side to side. And come back to center. Lift your fingers up and turn your fingers out. And let's go forward and back. And side to side. And stop in the center. Lift your fingers. You may have to lift your whole hands for this. We're going to turn the fingers more towards the knees, so this may become more and more challenging. Watch the shoulders. They're going to want to roll forward and kick in. Draw your shoulders back and away from your ears. Let's rock forward and back. You can keep a soft bend in the elbow here. The arms do not have to be jammed out. Actually, if you try to straighten your arms too much, that's when you'll find some protraction of the scaps. Pressing down through the heels of the hands, trying to push your thumbs into the floor. And now let's turn the fingers as much towards our knees as possible. You may have to stay where you just were and put a little bend in your elbows as if you're sinking the weight back, pressing the heels of the hands down and send your weight back to your heels a little bit. Actively pressing down, not letting those scaps lift up to the ears. Keep the scaps pulled down and away. Actively pressing thumb and finger pads into the floor, wrists pressing down. Good stretch for the forearm. You can go do a little side to side if that feels good as well. Warming up the muscles, the forearm flexors and extensors here. Good. And we're going to come off the hands just for a moment and just shake them out before we come into our wrist peels. I'm going to have Dawn turn a little bit more to the side so you can see the action that will be happening here. So we're going to go back to the positioning we were just in as best that you can. Knees and fingers are close together, so you can see there's lots of very little space here between the knee and the fingertips. Bend your elbows a little bit and put a little bit weight into the wrist and start to peel your right palm off the floor all the way until the very last thing to lift off the floor is your finger pads. And Dawn's gonna walk her hand forward about 4 inches and press, that was about 3 inches, press the hand down, leading with the fingertips. We wanna slowly be pressing the hand down. Peeling the hand off, walk forward about 2 to 3, 4 inches and press down. Try to get your thumb to press down as well as you lift and peel, slowly and landing the fingertips down first and slowly going down. So peeling slowly as you lift off and equally as slow as you come back down to the floor. Once you've done 3, let's back up. Starting with the right hand, Dawn's gonna start to peel all the way down so the fingers come off last, and she's gonna walk it back towards her knees just a couple of inches. Press the fingertips down and slowly press down. Peeling the hand slowly off the floor, walking it a little bit forward and pressing down. And doing the same thing, really actively pressing those finger pads down, even as you're lifting the hand off the floor, pressing down. And good. Slowly come off your hands, give yourself a little shake here. Dawn's gonna turn back towards the camera as we come into our wrist pin elbow screw. So this one is sometimes confusing for people. This can sometimes bring the shoulders into it. We want to keep it more into the elbow and the wrist. So Dawn is gonna take her right hand flat to the floor. Very important, spread your fingers and press the back of your hand and fingernails into the floor. I see people do these all the time where their hands look like a cup. Their fingers are way lifted off the floor. So show what that looks like, Dawn, when the fingers are lifted. We do not want that. You want your fingernails pressing down actively. If you have to spread your fingers, then do so. Make a fist with your other hand and press it down into the palm of your hand. Depress your shoulders back and away from your ears, and you're gonna pay attention now to the pit of your elbow. Turn it to face away from the body. So face in the same direction as your top of your head, and now we're going to turn it to face in towards the other arm. Turn towards the same direction as the top of your head, and now turn in towards your other arm, turning out, keeping that scap pulled back and away from your ear. The shoulder is going to want to come to the rescue here. We do not need it. We are mobilizing through the wrist. Turning in and turning towards, and turning in and turning out. Good. Let's go to the other hand. Give your first hand a little shake out, get some blood flowing back into that hand. Spread the fingers of your other hand and put it flat on the floor. Really trying to make contact with the back of the wrist to the floor. Make a fist with your other hand and press it down. Shoulders draw back and away from the ears, your neck is long. Press into the floor, press into your hand, and start to rotate. Turning in, turning out, turning in, turning out, in. Trying to keep the arm as straight as possible, not letting that scap come in, not invited here to this party. Good, come off your hand and just give it a little bit of a shake. So now we're gonna come into some rotations here. So Dawn is gonna come to her hands and knees position. What do you call these? What do you call these? These, where the elbows come. I know, I'm like, I can't remember what I call them either. Well, we don't have to name them. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, we're gonna come into this, we're gonna come into some rotations here. So press into the floor, scaps back and away from your ears. We're gonna be mindful of that elbow pit again because it's gonna be important. It's gonna guide us. Hey, enough. We're filming. Yeah. I'm just going to say it's a great warm up for the triceps, the elbows, the wrists, any sort of pushing movements. Our next movement here is a great warm up for any type of crawling patterns, pushing movements like push-ups, even planks, anything where you're going to be holding yourself off the floor. We're going to start with the scaps back and away from the ears, and we're going to be paying attention to those elbow pits again. So Dawn is going to rotate the elbow pits to face forward, pulling the scaps back and away from her ears. She's going to bend the elbows back towards her knees so the back of the arms, back of the forearm is coming down towards the floor. She's going to externally rotate the elbows away from the body and press up. Now the insides of her elbows are facing each other. She's gonna turn them back to face forward. Drop those elbows down. Spin them out to the side. Push up. Rotate forward with the elbow pits, elbows pressing back and down towards the floor, out to the side. It's a wonderful warm-up for the triceps. And push up. Now we're gonna go the other way. Elbows push away from the body. Rotate them in towards the knees. Press up. Out to the side. Rotate the elbows back and press up. Elbow pits facing each other. Out to the side. Rotate back. All right, we're gonna come now into some wrist rolls. So we are going to be sending the hips back to the heels. This is one of my favorite exercises. Dawn is going to make fists with her hands and start to roll in with those thumbs. So starting to roll the inside of the thumbs, stretching the knuckles away. It's a beautiful stretch for the scaps as well. From here, start to pull the knuckles towards your elbows as if you're starting to push the back of your wrists energetically together. They may not touch. And now you're going to roll the hands back, open up the palms, turn the palms towards the ceiling, and try to roll the back of your hands towards the floor. Spread your fingers wide and pull your fingers towards your wrists, pulling the knuckles towards the top of your head. Open up your palms, spread your fingers, start to roll in, roll the back of the hands towards each other, make a fist with your hand, pull the knuckles towards your elbows, open your hands. So open your hands, now roll out, spread your fingers wide, trying to get the back of your hands to the floor. Can you rotate more, Dawn? That's it? Okay. Spreading your fingers nice and wide, stretch your fingertips away from the body, and now let's roll in. So that is Dawn's capacity. Rolling in and done. Give yourself a couple more little wrist rocks here just to finish off. Just back and forth, back and forth. Good. Come to a kneeling position. And let's inhale, just reach the arms up. Exhale, arms come down. And thank you so much for joining us today. I hope your wrists feel amazing, and we'll see you in the next one.